So, you're here looking on how to become better with Feng. Well, look no further, you made it. I'm about to give you the biggest, most important tips to take your Feng Wei gameplay to the next level in under 30 minutes time. This time the serious version though, because I did a short troll half serious version before and it did pretty well and got over 1,000 views. So if you guys want a good laugh and some decent Feng information, I'd highly recommend you check it out. But after watching this video, you're gonna be a beast of a Feng player, so let's get into it. What's up guys, I'm Savage Saiyan, a Tekken player and the best Feng player in my state, with my current highest ranking online being a Tekken King. I'm also a variety streamer on twitch.tv/the_savage_saiyan. And today I'm going to show you guys all the detailed tips you need to become a Savage Feng player. And if I forget any, feel free to drop your knowledge in the comment below for other players. So if you guys like the idea of this video and think this guide will be helpful, please give this video a like and hit that sub button for more content like this. But alright guys, let's waste no time, let's jump right into the first topic, fundamentals. I'm not going to spend too much time on this topic just because, pretty much everybody and their mother has covered this topic in their videos, but for the sake of covering our tracks, we'll be safe and make sure you guys know. Sharpening your fundamental sword is crucial in any fighting game, and without them you leave an invitation open for your opponents to take advantage and catch you slipping, preventing you from having a fighting chance and stand your ground. So, to get a good start with any character, you must increase your fundamental Tekken skills. This covers movement execution, moving with purpose, knowing your moves, throw breaks, frames, combos, adaptation, your defensive and offensive approach, and pokes, which leads to our next topic, pokes. It's a vital thing that you know Feng's best poking tools. To understand that Feng is a very poke heavy character where most of his damage will come from the accumulation of pokes he uses. He has a range of big damage opportunities outside of this, however Feng is not the safest character in the roster and is also a very high risk, high reward character. I'm about to run through these moves, so with that being said, here are the main poking tools that you'll be using. You got 1 or the jab. You have 1+2. 1 and 2, which is a jab string, 1, 2. Down forward 1, down 4, down 2. Down back 3, while standing 1, forward 2, while crouching 4, while crouching down forward 1, back 4, down 3, while standing 2, forward 3, down forward 4, down forward 3, crouch dash 1, crouch dash 1+2, and sidestep 1+2. You want to get comfortable with these moves, as your ability to utilize them will make or break you. Making use of these moves and making various combinations with them will prove to be very useful. And speaking of combinations, let's hit the next topic, combos. This isn't a combo video, you guys didn't come here for that. But if you guys would like for me to make one, just let me know in the comments. But anyway, the main reason for this topic is to go over the importance of the variation of combos that can be used based on the situation you're in. You ideally want to maximize your combos for the spacing that you're in. Remember, Feng isn't the safest character and mainly relies on his poking. So when you get the combo opportunity, you need to make it count. Go for big damage or go for setups. Set up or reset situation. You want to have that locked and loaded, all those combo routes, so that way your Feng can be a serious threat. Alright, next subject, mix-ups. This is where, as a Feng player, you have to get used to taking some risks. Though running those risks can lead to devastation, the rewards can also be what wins you the game in return. Mastering the mix-up is important, and since 1/3 of his game plan revolves around this, with that said, let's get into them. First off is the crouch dash mix. Feng has many important options out of his crouch dash. You got crouch dash 1, a hard hitting low that can be launch punished on block by some characters, so you want to be careful using this. You have crouch dash 2, a hard hitting mid launcher that's punishable on block. You have crouch dash 1+2, a hard hitting mid that's plus on block and gives a free follow up on counter hit. Now out of the crouch dash you can cancel it. You can cancel the input by holding down or down forward to give you access to all his while standing options he has available, as well as the while crouching options. You want to make use of these different options available to always keep your opponent guessing. Next is the sidestep mix. Here we have sidestep 2, a tracking high that leads into back turn stance. Sidestep 3-2, a high mid string that leads you in back turn stance. Sidestep 4, a low sweep that is one of Feng's best launchers, but is also launch punishable. You have sidestep 1+2, a mid wall splatting move that is safe on block as well. Next is your back turn mix. Here you want to focus on conditioning your opponent to either block low or mid. Low to hit him with back turn stance 1+2, and hop kicks another good option, as well as back turn stance 2-2, a 2 hitting mid string that grounds the opponent on hit and can launch the opponent on counter hit. You can also make them block mid to hit them with the sweep launcher. Now you also have back turn 1 to keep them honest, because if this fast high hits, they eat a guaranteed shoulder for big damage thanks to the buffs. And if you feel the sweep is too risky, you can just use a down 4 instead in back turn stance, or simply cancel the stance to block and maybe bait out a punishable move. Lastly, we have back Kempo and shifting cloud mix. Both of these two stances have a mid and low options available to keep your opponent guessing, so you want to use them wisely, especially since both mid options are launchers. Alright, that generally covers the mix-ups. Now let's talk about the setups. So with setups, honestly, I could make a whole video about this because setups for Feng are extremely extensive. So I won't go crazy in depth, but not to fear, I won't leave you here without good sense of direction when it comes to these. So Feng is a very interesting and unique character when it comes to setups because he has a lot of them, and a good number of them can be quite intricate. So let's get to it. Here are a few to start. We got back 1 counter hit setups for those who press buttons, which is simply using back 1 after your plus on block. For example, you use jab back 1 and while standing 1 into back 1. Getting back 1 on counter hit can come in clutch to turn the tide of battle because it leads into a hefty shoulder, which can deal great mental damage as well as making your opponent think twice on how they want to approach you. Next, we got down forward 3+4 after you use crouch dash 1+2. That's for those who like to sidestep as an option to avoid your oncoming mix of moves, which can lead to a launch setup if they tech incorrectly, or you can simply get the guaranteed follow-up slide forward into 3 for some solid damage. And next is the back turn setups. For example, jumping over an opponent after a wall splat so they have to deal with your back turn mix. And last but definitely not least, the iron shield, or the 1+2. This is quite literally one of your most important setup moves and overall move to master, as this can what make your Feng a huge threat, which is the significance of this move that I'll cover later in the key move section of the video. So we've talked about that. Now it's time to talk about timing. See what I did there? So this I added as a subject because this is a topic I feel most will not mention unless you're speaking to the top of the food chain. But timing is crucial to this man's gameplay. Why? Because his gameplay mainly revolves around his poking ability, but you cannot become predictable, otherwise you will be severely punished, either in damage by having the feeling of having your offensive options removed from battle because everyone knows what you're doing and when you're gonna do it. Timing is important because even if you're throwing out the same moves, as long as you can change your timing as when you use them, your opponent will always have to guess. And sometimes if they guess wrong, it can lead to a counter hit, which depending on the move can lead to more damage. So always try to shift your timing between your moves to keep your opponent guessing, as well as the timing to your approach. It will gain you so much in the long run. Now for the key tools. The main tools you'll want to use and master will be the following. Down 2. Please, for the love of God, use down 2. This is an amazing poke tool that does decent damage, isn't super punishable on block, and on counter hit can give you a free follow-up stomp for more damage. Next is down back 3. After this move got buffed, we get extra damage and it leads into back turn stance. So you will be using this move a lot, as not only did it become stronger, give you a mix on counter hit, does decent damage, but it's also a great move to close the distance. But be careful, it's very punishable on block and can be launched by most characters. You have 442 as well, a great poke tool that is safe on block, has great reach and decent damage. Got wall standing 1. This helps close distance, safe on block, has a safe follow-up by pressing 2, and for extra damage in mind games, you have the third hit, which is unsafe on block, but can give you a free shoulder on counter hit. This move is a great move to use to help set up your offense, and it's safe. A very versatile move indeed. Next up is the jab. It's simple, but it can gain you a lot of mileage when used correctly. Then you got crouch dash 1+2. It's plus on block, decent damage, and on counter hit gives you a free stomp. Next is down 4. A quick, low damaging, low poke, not super punishable, but when well placed can help close the gap in health. Next is down forward 4-3. This new move is a tailspin that does great damage, wall splats, and has a mid variation of down forward 4-2, 1+2, to help you mix up the opponents, since the second hit of down forward 4-3 is a high. Next is forward 1+2, otherwise known as the slap. This move is a tracking high tailspin move that is safe on block, and also is safe on block, but on hit gives you the opportunity to combo and has great range on top of it. Next is forward 4. This is an amazing keep out tool, and it's a safe launcher. Though it is high and can be ducked, it also comes with 2 follow-up moves, an overhead mid and a sweeping low launcher. You can also, after you use forward 4, you can hold back to cancel into a back turn stance, leading for more mix-ups. The next 2 that I'm going to mention together because they're both great tools to use during a sidestep mix, which is down forward 3, another safe launcher that hits mid but has short range. And you have slide 2 into 1, yet another safe mid launcher, but only on the first hit. The second hit is punishable, but it is hit confirmable. Yeah, it's kind of slow startup move, but the risk reward is amazingly in our favor. Next up is back 4, one of the only few tracking moves Feng has, and probably the best, arguably the best tracking move that Feng has. And it's safe on block. It's a quick mid, great tool to use. This does well to keep sidestepping opponents in check. Next is wall standing 2. This move is excellent for a few reasons. It's safe on block, it's a launcher on counter hit, and it's a setup into Iron Shield. A lot of use for this move. And speaking of Iron Shield, the next move is the one, the only Iron Shield. This move is godlike, because when set up properly, this move can save your life, turn the tables on the opponent, clutch out games, and more. First off, when you land just raw Iron Shield, or 1+2, which is the notation, you get the option for a follow-up shoulder after a quick dash forward or Oki based upon the opponent's reactions. This move is punishable on block, but in most cases you won't die for it because it does have some pushback, and when spaced correctly at full range, not many can punish you for it. Now, when you happen to get the punch parry for this bad boy, oh boy, do we got options. If your execution is whack, no worries, you get a free shoulder. But if you can pass that small barrier, you can go for some big boy damage, because this move is also a punch parry launcher. After successfully parrying a punch, you can follow it up with forward 1+2 and finish with your choice of either a regular combo, or if you're feeling fancy or a little froggy, you can go for some tech trap situations that, when performed, is basically the end of the match, dealing around anywhere between like 60 to 80% of their health depleted. So this move is very useful because it's a punch parry and has many setups to help you pull it off. I'm talking about down forward 2-2 in a punch parry. I'm talking about the Nashi while standing 2 into punch parry. I'm talking about up forward 1 into punch parry, up back 1 into punch parry, even down back 1+2 into punch parry. There's a lot of variety to set this move up. So, an excellent move above anything else. An excellent move to use. Alright guys, now that you know a good amount of moves and combinations to use, now it's time to talk about the game plan to string it all together. The game plan, to me, in my opinion, is primarily made up of 3 sections: poking, mix-ups, and timing. Poking, because most of Feng's moves on their own don't do tons of damage, so he has to go in with a lot of attacks, though not as much thanks to the damage buff. But as a Feng player, you are definitely going to be pressing a lot of them buttons, so you want to play safe and open up your opponent with pokes to run your offense, using the mix-ups to keep them guessing, baiting out whiffs or blocking block positions, like baiting out for them to block, mid or low, and then acting accordingly. If you can condition them, get them to block low, hit them with the mid, condition them to block high, hit them with the low. You guys know how it goes. You need to do this to add layers to your offense and get the big damage once they're conditioned. But you also want to use timing. Use timing to keep yourself safe. Timing will gain you plenty of counter hit down 2s. Counter hit down 2s are so crucial because you get the free stomp afterwards, extra damage, as well as back 1, counter hit back 1. And that also leads into a free shoulder. So keep your offensive game going. You want to keep those going to help keep your offense going, because you need to add layers of offense to get that big damage. You gotta attack a lot to whittle down your opponent's health, but mind you that you are very punishable and linear as a character, so we generally want to reduce this risk by using a lot more of our safer options, movement, and changing our timing. So in essence, you want to stay attacking, but know when to stop so you can bait out for a defensive punish and continue your offense. Sometimes you got to be patient with your approach, but once you're in, you're in. You whittle down their health, force their mistakes to gain a big lead, and use your keep out tools during the proper spacing to keep your opponent on guard and giving you chances to attack. Alright guys, if you can practice these methods, I assure your game as a Feng player will skyrocket. I hope this video helped you increase your skills, and if you found this video helpful and would like more Feng and other Tekken related videos, please click the like button, hit the sub and notification buttons for more content to support. I greatly appreciate it. Also, you guys can now catch me sometimes in Joey Fury's exhibition matches that he hosts on his stream. So far, I'm 2 for 2, won both of my matches, so I'm pretty proud about that. But that's all for now, ladies and gentlemen. I will catch you guys later in the next video. Peace.